Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric. Today we are going to talk about a Nintendo Switch game that is kind of like a shooter, a bullet hell type of thing that's also like anime and cutie. It's a little cutesy. Is it a cute 'em up? Who knows? It's called Witch Thief. This game caught my attention and I wanted to give a look-see at it and see if it was any, good and if it was worth buying for your Nintendo Switch. So guys, today's video is all about Witch Thief. If you're brand new, feel free to throw a subscription and let's go ahead and begin the video. So Witch Thief, as I mentioned, is a game that has you controlling several different characters. You initially start off with a character called Charlotte, who is the Witch Thief. And as you progress, you unlock a bunch of different characters. They're usually the bosses of each of the stages. You get to eventually control them and stuff. And it plays a lot like a bullet hell game in the sense that you do control Witch in a 3D environment. She floats around and is able to shoot and use spells, and the other enemies on the screen shoot a barrage of bullets. In fact, a lot of bullets. Sometimes the screen just fills up with so much shit that you really can't tell what's going on, and the camera is able to be controlled and kind of moved around and everything, but it just doesn't work right. It just doesn't feel like it's executed enough to the point to where it works, because one of the major problems of this game is the hit detection. It's so easy to get hit and to die, and it just seems like a lot of times it's because the camera just doesn't get positioned right. For a bullet hell game, over the shoulder look, like kind of third person view, just doesn't work out as well as it should be. Like a 2D side scrolling is fine, or over the head is fine. It's just this view of somebody else behind over their shoulder just doesn't seem to work right, and I think that's one of the main things that actually holds this game back. In addition to that, the graphics aren't that great. They actually are really kind of barren and basic. It almost reminds me of Room in the Night Sky, which was a really horrible Nintendo Switch game. This game seems like it did have a lot of potential, but for whatever reason, it feels like it's not a complete game. Let's go ahead. I'm going to check out the first stage for you guys, show you guys, just so you can get a feel for what I'm talking about, because it's kind of hard to explain how floaty the graphics and the games just feel as a whole. Just let's begin. So this is Witch Thief. As I mentioned, there's two different modes. There's a story mode and a dungeon mode. You unlock different characters and stuff as you progress in different stages. There's different modes: chill, easy, normal, hard, insane. Let's go ahead and just go with normal. This game is kind of, I would say, kind of like a shooter, but at the same time, it's a little bit like a bullet hell type of thing. You'll see here in a minute. It's different. It kind of reminds me of a game that I did play not too long ago. I think Azure Reflections or something like that. Like where it's kind of real anime-ish with its presentation. You see, you play as this character. You're in a 3D environment. You can move around using the left stick, and then the right stick moves the camera. The camera, to be honest, is not as great as it should be. That's a magic spell that I just tried to use right there. You see that has you steal magic from your enemies when they're on screen, but the enemies aren't really there yet. And then ZR does the shooting. You collect these little gems and stuff. Then you get into these little fighting segments. You see, that's me stealing the magic right there, attacking, and that does help clear a lot of the thing. Now I will say the hit detection is kind of difficult to gauge just because the way the camera view is. Again, as I mentioned, could be better. The camera just kind of doesn't work the way I feel like it should for this game to be that great, because it positions yourself behind the character, but it just doesn't. I don't know. It's hard to explain. The controls, as I mentioned, also do feel a bit floaty. There is definitely a lot of potential for this game, but there's just something about it that kind of feels kind of cheap, if that makes any sense. It feels like it's not really a real well-polished and tuned game, if that makes any sense with how it feels overall. Even the art direction, there's these jack-o'-lantern pumpkins in the background and stuff, and just the way the enemies look. There's not much in the way of detail, and I guess that usually is the case for a lot of anime-based games like that. You can even dash to avoid attacks and stuff. So you can see the trouble that I do have is detecting how close I am to an attack or not. So that's one major flaw in the game. And this is the first stage of the game. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a quick rundown of how the basic gameplay works and everything. So once in a while you will uncover a weapon that's in a bubble or whatever. So I mean, you can't. Here's the first I guess boss of the game. The idea is to save your magic spells for the boss fight. Definitely makes it a lot easier. As you can see, I was able to defeat her rather quickly, saving my magic spell. So there wasn't much of a challenge with that. But again, that was the first stage. So let's go ahead, close up with some finishing thoughts, shall we, on Witch Thief. So guys, yeah, Witch Thief, I'm going to be honest, this isn't a game to write home about. It's a game that you'll play for a little bit and then just kind of get tired of it just because there's not enough not enough stuff to really sink your teeth into. So I'm going to have to give it a pass. I don't recommend checking out Witch Thief at all. I mean, if you're an anime fan, maybe you'll like it, but there just isn't enough substance for my liking here. The hit detection kind of ruins it for me as well, and the camera. There's a lot of glaring flaws in this game that are stopping it from being something that would be a lot better if it was fixed up. So I can't recommend it. And guys, that's it for the video today. Thanks a lot, as always, for watching. I will see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Peace out. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description.